Talk, a voice on the line I hear, coming through Geocache Talk.
Embark on a breathtaking 12-night journey through Scandinavia with the Worldwide Cache Cruise, starting from the enchanting city of Amsterdam. With the Worldwide Cache Cruise, we are not just taking a vacation. We are geocaching and collecting experiences that will last a lifetime.
A stunning symbol of adventure, community, and storytelling. Its bold design shines with vibrant colors and a cool retro look. It's more than just a coin. It's a badge of geocaching passion. You can be part of the journey by supporting Geocache Talk on Patreon. Your patronage helps create inspiring shows, grow the community, and keep the adventure going. Join the network at patreon.com/geocachetalk.
Have you subscribed to FTF Magazine yet? FTF Magazine is the #1 geocaching magazine available. It is a quarterly magazine that you can be part of. Subscribing is easy. Just visit FTF's website, ftfgeo.com. Don't miss out and subscribe today.
Calling all geocachers. At artedcrafted.com, we create unique apparel designed by geocachers for geocachers. From custom t-shirts to personalized mugs, our gear lets you express your passion. Stand out at your next event with artedcrafted.com. artedcrafted.com. Gear up for your next geocaching adventure.
To our new patrons, Rob S72, Lost and Found 28, returning patron The Geocaching Ninja, Wee Dog 1, and Angel Bandit. And our featured patrons tonight are the Georgia patrons, Dawn, Joe, Scott, Sue, Sandra, and Ann. I think we all know which Ann that is. Shout out to Ann Poe for getting all 50. Cache Odyssey, and I know some other people are working on that as well. But thank you to all our patrons for keeping this show on the air and all our shows on the air. So there you go. Well, let's bring in tonight's guest and, of course, the three-man booth. We're all back again. Jesse.
Howdy.
Hey. The Memphis Mafia. John, Pizza Ninja. He's got some great news and stuff for us tonight.
Oh, I sure do, man. Excited.
And Tony Salgado, who's going to be with us, talking about the terrifying 25.
Yeah, backed by popular demand.
Absolutely. We'd love to have you on, buddy. You're great.
Thanks.
It was good seeing you in Morgantown.
Yes, that was very fun.
Yeah,
very fun.
It's so good to, we've talked about before, but it's so good to actually like see somebody and talk to them and give them a hug and tell them thanks for everything you're doing.
Yep. And I recognized you right away.
Yeah. I'm glad to hear that. Yeah, no, it was great. I always loved that. And
carrying around a bag of all those coins and stuff.
Yeah. Oh,
yeah. Tags.
I was
he was like Willy Wonka handing out stuff and little kids lining up behind him.
There you go.
It's just amazing. Yeah.
I'm sure some people are like, what is up with this guy? I'll just stop in the middle of the thing and open up and start handing stuff out. and people are like, what? Who is this guy? What is his deal?
Everybody likes free stuff.
Absolutely. You can't beat that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So no, it was really good. We had a great time. And so let's jump into this. Got lots of good news items tonight. So, John, start us out.
Oh, man. Guys, I was just listening to the HQ podcast, and there was something big on there, something very big. And I know it's something that we've touched on in the past. In fact, had a show on it, NFC tags, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what is the future of NFC tags in geocaching? And I don't know if anybody else has heard about the Lodestone NFC travel tag that was mentioned the last HQ podcast, but it opens up some pretty cool things out there. And I'm going to drop a link to this tag in the chat that I think everybody should check out because it raises a lot of interesting possibilities for the future of geocaching, which, we know is Adventure Labs, but it could be more than Adventure Labs. Just saying.
Yeah.
On here. But,
it is crazy.
Yeah. But if you look at this Lodestone NFC travel tag, you can see on here, it's saying how, people can use it. It's a first version. It's going to allow people to find the tag and learn more about this new experimental project. And on this one, if you look specifically, and you can check out the transcript from that HQ podcast, but there's a few key things in here that we should keep our eyes open for. One is basically, and we talked to Jeremy Irish. We had him on the show, right? Yeah, Struck 2, it says it's sold out.
Yeah, they're sold out right now.
But the sense is there's going to be more of these coming, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, absolutely. But there's a few things that Jeremy mentioned to us when we had him on our show, where I think, this is the first time he mentioned this, but he didn't call it Lodestone. He says it's going to be able to apply a few different ways. One of the things that he always wanted to do when he set up geocaching like years ago, you couldn't really verify FTF, right? So you would need somebody to prove that they were there. So it looks like this Lodestone tag is a way for people to confirm that they were FTF. And Brian Roth in the HQ podcast actually described some points where maybe people can win prizes because of this.
Oh, wow.
Get some unique content, maybe some unique treasures. So it looks like this is all coming together.
Yeah.
But it looks like it's going to be a way where it can be used with Adventure Labs too. And I know Jeremy told us a little bit about that. So I think we got some information ahead of others on that one too. But this is one I think that's going to have some pretty cool impacts. And I don't know, did you guys hear about the Lodestone tag before?
I haven't, but thanks for spoiling the podcast for me. But no, I like the idea. Now I'm very interested that they're flirting around with the FTF thing because that's very brave. There's a lot of a lot of complications can happen, obviously, right? And there's a lot of people that are going to whine. We already know that.
Yep. But
it's also interesting because you've seen how people cheese the FTF. They're like, all 7 of us were there at the same time, so we're splitting FTF.
Right.
So it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out and how the community adopts it. Now, NFC caches already exist. That's not shocking.
No.
Now, HQ should definitely sell them because they need money. They don't charge enough for anything. I know everybody's going to hate that, but it's like they don't like to make money. But how it plays out is what's going to be so interesting. I'm excited to see what happens with it because there'll be just like when you release anything to a bunch of nerds like we are, we're going to find ways to break it, right? That's what we do. We break it. We break rules. We break everything else. So we're going to break it first, and I hope they stick with it and then, adopt this high-tech treasure hunt thing that we're doing and keep going with it. Just stick with it. Don't worry about the people whining. They're going to whine. Just move past that and make it a new part of the game. Like, if you don't like it, shut up and move on. I think there's a lot of possibilities there for sure.
Absolutely. And I love that they're trying new things and then putting this out there. That is cool, man. I appreciate that so much.
Enough so that people should email them and go, hey, we like trying new things because they're going to keep people complaining all the time. Oh, you changed this and blah, We need to start a campaign like, dude, this is awesome. You're trying a bunch of new crap. Let's send you emails and thank them for it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Chad says Chad Limestall says I would buy for Geocaching official site for the swag factor. That's true.
Yeah. And the other part on here too is we don't know, because is it kind of be like trackable codes where HQ is the one that puts some special code out on these, to make sure that they're legit.
Now that would be interesting, right? Like only FTF could be qualified if it's one of these official. See, that would be so, but they won't do that. They won't do that. They won't be that.
Who knows, man? Who knows?
Would 100%. They will be too nice.
Yeah. Well, Jesse, tell us about your Bob Ross virtual. We're going to talk about a little bit of caching. We each got a quick story.
Oh, okay.
So before we get
caching
started
this week, labs, traditionals, normal stuff. But really the only interesting cache that I did this week was it was called Tiny Little Trees Virtual. And
Not happy little trees.
Yeah, tiny little trees.
Tiny little trees.
Is it happy little trees? What is the
Probably happy little trees?
Let's see. You got me. I don't want to say it wrong. I've got it in the show notes anyway, so you can go check it out. Happy little trees. Yeah.
Okay, good.
But it was a virtual, and we're like, "Oh, that sounds interesting." We're kind of going through the area. We'd already been doing lab caching through some little towns, just kind of on a geodate, and this one popped up, and we've been kind of hitting virtuals anytime we find them. Of course, this actually took us to Bob Ross's grave, which is here in Florida.
Oh wow, in Florida,
cool.
Yeah, and there was obviously it was his grave. It wasn't some big mausoleum thing or whatever, but there were some items left at the grave, like there usually is at famous people stuff. But a lot of this was like people's paintings, like little paintings they would leave there.
Oh, very cool.
Oh,
and it was a well done virtual. It wasn't hard. It was a simple, it was a 1.5-1, but like a 1-1 virtual, easy to get to for anybody. But a true tribute to Bob Ross, and that was kind of cool. We grew up watching Bob Ross, and my daughter loved Bob Ross, so it was hard to pass that up. That was an easy favorite point to give. So that was a fun one. Well done. I don't normally like caches in cemeteries unless they're virtual. So
unless they're good or right.
Good or not, I just don't like physical caching. That's just my personal opinion. I'm not saying I just don't. I don't like people looking around for stuff on the graves. I think it's weird. But I do like when they do virtuals and draw attention to either a famous person or a tribute to somebody like that. So that was the highlight of my caching week.
Cool. I had a good caching week. Went with a good friend of mine, and we had one, and they had solved the final, which is good because I'm not good at solving puzzles. But they're really good at it. Hey, I was driving, so I get credit. I mean, come on, I'm the driver, but that's for
getaway driver.
Yeah, the driver was there. So. What's that?
Did you get out of the car?
Of course I did. I helped search for this thing.
Yeah, of course I did.
Yeah, I did.
All right, you get at least half credit then.
I get half credit.
He gets like a half smiley.
Yeah, really, a half smiley.
Smiley.
A faux smiley. So
you get a smirk.
We got to the final, and the final makes perfect sense based on the name of the cache. So we're searching. So it's this cement 18-wheeler truck thing. We're like, oh, and it talks about the cache names like hauling. And so we're like, oh yeah, we got it. Flip it over. There's nothing attached to it. We could see where it could be attached to it. And does he ask for help? He has 2 puzzles. Yeah, I do. I got 2 working for. I didn't ask either one of y'all. Sorry, but a friend of mine had it. So I'm like, oh, this sucks. We found the final, and we're like, so I'm like, what do we have that we can search, and I'm flipped it over, and it's cement. It's got you can see where there's a string around it where the cache would be attached to it. I was like, dang it. So I went back to the car to check my phone to make sure, did we miss something here? Anyway, so the friend of mine was, they were digging in the dirt, and all of a sudden there was a little container. You could tell that there was a container that was attached, like it was in the little, it was on the back side of this thing. And then I hear him holler, Dave, we found it. It's here. It's like, oh, dang, thank goodness. So from the grave, this cache was resurrected. The last one there was DNFs, and it's like, well, that's good because, we were in a pickle, but not a good pickle by the way.
Okay.
Not good pickle.
Appreciate the clarification on that one, Gary.
Yeah. But you know how it is sometimes when you're with someone and you're like, I just, you're like going back for a tool or something, and you hear that, I found it. Like, oh, thank goodness.
Oh, I know.
So what I hear is, while you drove, you did not solve the puzzle or find the cache.
No, I didn't.
I'm just gonna throw that out there. Can we call somebody by deleting your smiley? I don't know.
I logged that thing gladly. I gladly logged that one.
That's a satisfying one too, because it was hard to find. People DNF'd it and you got it. Yes. I love those so much.
Oh yeah,
man, those are so gratifying
and legitimate, right? Like not somebody throwing down. Oh, I found it. It's
no. We found the original. And we signed the original log and everything. And then we reattached it, hopefully better, back to the bottom of the 18-wheeler cement thing because we wanted to be we tried to be more careful with it. Put it back. So anyway, that was fun and found a bunch of others and. Yeah, there were maybe a couple others that I didn't solve the puzzles on, but I locked them anyway. So, all right. On to you, John.
Okay, guys. So just to confirm, the caches I found myself. Just saying. Just saying. I wanted to start out with that one, but
okay. Yeah, point that out. I found some that weren't. Hey, hang on a minute.
Okay.
I found some too, by my and then my buddy signed them. So I mean, does that count?
We're not judging them, just you.
I'm not here to be a jury, Gary. I'm just saying, like, all I'm saying for mine is I legitimately found the ones.
Right. Wasn't Jody? A lot of times Jody finds them, and you don't find them. So.
Oh man, I'll tell you. A lot of time coming back to your comment, it's like if we're on a trail, I will go like way off the trail. Like bushwhack, legs bleeding with like prickers, and then like Jody just like she's on the trail and she's like, oh, it was right off the trail,
right here, yeah.
And I'm like, oh god, and that happens. Like I can't tell you how many times that happens. To be perfectly honest, So shout out to Jody. Shout out to Jody on that one. Yeah, but definitely. I found a couple cool caches this week. I found one Adventure Lab stage that I needed to find for some time. I was out doing trail maintenance, and it was a section of our trail that was closed just because its power company owns it, and they had to replace some poles. But I was out there, and the Adventure Lab stage, and a big shout out to Dove 78 because she put together a cool Adventure Lab. The stage of this Adventure Lab was at the 1872 Christmas Eve train wreck memorial. So it was an old rail line. They had this like horrific like crash on Christmas Eve in 1872. Wow. And there was an Adventure Lab stage there, and I was like, well, that's a really good spot to put one, to remind people about that. So I thought that was good. And then guys, also after I got that one, I found an Operation Sci-Fi cache, so Nancy, the WS Cachers, she organized Operation Sci-Fi this year.
Oh yeah. I remember that.
Found one, another great one from Dove 78, Alien Time Capsule on that one that I found off the trail too. So two very, very, very cool hides. And I'm so appreciative for Dove 78 as a hider. She's, I think, I know for a fact she's one of the top hiders in the county where I live.
Right.
And I can honestly say if it wasn't for her hides, I don't know if I'd be really into geocaching, to be honest. So it was very cool to find two of hers. So that was my caching experience.
Very good. Very good.
Nice.
Well, we got and Tony, if we can always talk about yours too, but
sure.
This is a fascinating story. I don't know if you want. Do you have any that you want to highlight, or you want to jump right into the topic?
Let's go right into the topic.
Okay, cool.
The topic is called the Terrifying 25. Yeah. And I
got the article here too, by the way.
Yeah, it was published in FTF magazine.
Sweet.
Which was good. Yeah.
Very cool.
Nice. Very cool. Sure. Anyway, the beginning of the article notes that I've got a geocaching friend of mine that he lives about an hour and a half away, so I don't get to see him all the time. But about 6 years ago or so, we started a tradition. We would go out together on a geocaching adventure on his birthday, which is in September. Okay. And we've had a number of great adventures. I think the first one we did was we found Vermont 1, the oldest cache in Vermont. Yep. A couple of years ago, I was looking to see where should we go for this year, and came across a interesting hiking challenge that encompasses a couple of New Hampshire mountains. Nice. That are part of the what's called the Terrifying 25 New Hampshire Hiker Challenge.
Terrifying 25.
Yeah, so it's a little bit of a drive because we live in Vermont. So over New Hampshire, it's 2.5 hours or so.
Yeah.
The two mountains in question are Mount Morgan and Mount Percival, and there's a nice 5-mile loop that is great for a morning or early afternoon hike. So you might ask, what is the terrifying 25? Well, some New Hampshire hikers decided to make a list of hiking trails that had slides and rock scrambles, ladders and boulder caves. Really cool stuff. The list isn't really inclusive of every single mountain or hike in New Hampshire, but it represents the more interesting, some more interesting ones in the.
And I've got the photos too, Tony. Whenever you want me to reference it, I can pull them up too. So I just want to let you know.
Sure.
So whenever you're ready, you just let me know which one you want to do, buddy.
Yeah, I'll let you know. So anyway, these guys are located in Holderness, New Hampshire, and Campton, New Hampshire. It goes across a couple of towns, and as I said, it's a 5-mile loop. We did the loop in about 4 hours or so, caching on the way up and around and down, and it consists of several traditionals. At the top of each mountain, there's a nice earth cache, and the ridgeline between the mountains is about a mile. So it's a very nice hike. And what are some of the challenges for this hike? Well, Mount Morgan has a famous area that has 3 ladders, one right after the other. And Gary, if you want to pull up that
I will
picture.
do that.
Yep.
Absolutely. I've got them all ready to go. So let me share my screen.
Yeah.
And let's take a look. Boy, they move stuff around on StreamYard once in a while. Okay, there it is. Share screen. Sorry.
Sure.
All right.
Now there is a split in the trail before there where you don't have to go up the ladders. You can go around them through the rocks. But that's not it.
You want to do the ladder one first?
Yeah, let's do the ladder one first.
Okay.
I don't know what that one. I don't know what that one is.
Yeah, where'd the ladders go? Dang it!
I sold you. I sent you some stuff.
Yeah, they're in the notes.
Go back here.
Yeah.
I thought we had a ladder picture. There it is. There's a ladder
We're
picture.
getting close. Wow. Okay.
I got it.
8
Yeah,
ladders.
I copied these down here because I want to make them big.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'll make them big.
All right.
Yeah, let me make it big. Let me put one right here.
It's not quite that daunting.
I want people to be able to see this really well.
Yeah.
Look at this thing. Go ahead and describe that one because there you go.
That's not my picture. And I'm not sure if that's one
not
of the
picture.
It might be the no. I sent.
That's
you,
one of the ladders.
That's one of the ladders.
Huh. Okay.
If you could find that picture somewhere in there.
Okay.
Maybe from my
keep
email.
Going.
But anyway, there are 3. Yeah. So going up. Yeah. So from the parking area, you travel a nice, steady little trail, and about a mile from the top of Mount Morgan, it starts to get steep. Of course, you start to climb up through some rocks, and near the peak of the mountain, you see a series of 3 ladders. 2 ladders are just traditional ladders, just like you see in the picture here, and then from the second ladder to the third ladder, you have to sidestep a little bit. The third ladder, the outer part looks a little bit like a wedge, and instead of rungs that go across the top, there are little wooden triangular pieces on either side of the vertical sides. So it's a little bit daunting to transfer from the second ladder over to the third ladder.
Right.
And then after that, there's a little bit of a rock cave that you have to climb through. It's not too difficult, but you go into into what looks like a little bit of a cave for a bit. And then after that, there's a little bit of an open face rock scramble to get to the top of Mount Morgan.
Oh, wow.
And as I said, at the top, there's a nice earth cache that you can get your bearings on. At the very top, it's got a nice view of Lake Squam, which is one of the larger lakes in New Hampshire. These guys are located just about dead center in New Hampshire, if you're familiar with New Hampshire, or it's a little bit east of Plymouth, if you know the towns.
Yep. I've got it
Yeah.
right. I'm pulling up right.
Yeah.
now.
Strike 2 might be familiar with that if he's been up
Hey
in that
Gary,
area.
I got the pics in StreamYard too. If you want to pull them up that way.
Yeah, I've got them too. Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
Oh, you want to do it? Go ahead, John.
Yeah.
You can drive, John. There it is. Okay.
There we go.
And
Yeah,
at the
that's the
very
one I'm
top,
pulling,
and at the very top is my buddy, and you can see it's a little bit like a wedge for that third ladder.
Wow.
So it's and so you have to
that looks
slide
sketchy.
over.
It definitely looks sketchy.
That's not sketchy for you, Jesse. That's nothing. You're like, oh, we're good now. We got a whole trail.
This is geocaching to me. This is it. This is what I love to do right here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, are these anchored in ladders, Tony? Or
Yeah.
are they just like resting there?
No, you can't move them, so I'm not sure how they have them anchored, but it's older wood, so they're a little bit rickety. They'll give a little bit, but it's definitely for somebody that likes high adventure. This is for them. And as far as folks going up with families, I've seen families go up there with 9-10 years old kids. And older folks as well they're fairly mobile. So if you take your time, not bad at all. So it's a good, it's a definitely good challenge.
Tom wanted to know if there's someone who maintains them. Are you kidding, Tom? Come on, buddy.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, man. That's wild.
I don't know who maintains the ladders for the New Hampshire trails, but they're pretty cool. Yeah,
I was going to say it's
a lot of fun.
Adventure.
Yeah,
that's awesome. I'm already excited. I'm jealous.
Yeah. So if you're trying to rate the terrain on this, there is scrambling on hands and feet. So that's probably 4.5, right? 4.5.
I don't know.
Depends where you're from.
You know, Jesse, like
in Texas, it's a 7. So,
hell no, that's not fair.
Doesn't require special equipment.
Yeah,
doesn't require special equipment.
There you go.
We have mountains also.
Just requires nerves of steel and being a little bit flexible.
I feel like Jesse, ever since you went to Colorado, like when we did the spot, Jesse like looks at it and he's like, this is Colorado. It's probably terrain 1.5, you know?
The spot is not a hard hike. Come on now.
What, the spot?
Yeah.
2.5.
Oh, that's not hard.
You could have jogged to that one and back.
Yeah, climb it like jeez.
Yeah, I mean, you could have jogged to it with me on your back and like back and forth, I'm sure.
Yeah, I mean, hey, that's just like we used to say in Colorado. Just because it's a 14er doesn't mean it's a T5. So
that's right.
Okay, fair enough.
So comment from
anyway,
Solid Rock Seeker says Mrs. Seeker actually did that Mount Morgan, Mount Percival hike and can testify that this is indeed terrifying.
Okay.
There we go. Well, there's a witness.
Yeah.
Wow.
Now, just to let everybody know, there are quite a few YouTube videos of people doing the hike, doing the loop, and so you can actually see the folks do their recordings and going up the ladders and going through the caves and stuff.
That's very cool.
And that's I made sure I watched a bunch of those. All right.
Yeah.
So anyway, you go across the ridge, 1 mile ridge to Mount Percival, and you do your earth cache stuff over there, and then you have to figure out how to get down. Well, initially we thought, oh, here's some marks. We go down this way, and I'm looking at it and say, that doesn't look like the right direction. That was actually the way to go around around the caves through the rock. The picture that you had right up there.
Here, let me pull it up. Okay.
Yeah, right there. There's my buddy. Snarfmon 23 is his caching name. So, and he is just about to enter that little opening there. And to get to that little opening from the top of Mount Percival, I used my compass. Oh yeah, there's a trail, and I had a trail map as well. So yeah, so the trail goes this direction, and it looked like you were walking off the cliff, but there are actually there were some blazes on the rocks, and it was a little bit of a steep downhill to get to this part. Now, how tight is this? You have to take your backpacks off. You can't squeeze through there with a backpack on. Ooh. And so you're pushing, you're either pushing or pulling your backpack as you're going through there. Right. And Gary, it'd be tough. That's all I can say.
That kind of stuff will test you right there. You know, it's especially if you're even a little bit claustrophobic, if you're tight enough, you have to take your backpack off to go through.
Yeah.
That'll test you a little bit.
I didn't mind that at all. The ladders are the ones I had a little bit of.
I'd be okay with the ladders. I've
You're good with
actually
ladders?
I've actually lost a chunk of weight of late. I've probably lost almost 20 pounds.
Are you training for the terrifying 25, Gary?
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
He just didn't know it.
It doesn't change. It doesn't.
I will
change
go
the
up
fact
there with you.
Yeah, it doesn't change the fact I'm still claustrophobic. It doesn't change that. I can
Yeah.
fit through it now, but do I want to fit through it? I don't
Yeah.
think so.
Good question.
So
I'll be better on the ladders. That's for
yeah.
sure.
So anyway, you scramble through that. You got to twist and turn around a little bit. When you come out the other end, you have to turn a little bit to the left, and maybe it's a couple foot jump down to the level of where the trail is.
Right.
Oh,
Gotcha.
And then from there, you've got another half mile or so going steeply down through rocks to get to more of a flatter area.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, and as I said, we did the hike
Jesse's
along with all the geocaching stuff that we did in about 4 hours for the
Nice.
little 5 mile route. So it'll test your fear of heights. It'll test your claustrophobia. But when it's done, it's cool. You get a good satisfaction of being able to complete that.
Yeah.
That's
That
cool.
Very
sounds
cool.
How many did you go with out there, Tony?
My buddy that you saw in the picture and his son, who is a teenager. And so we did
Just the three of you
of
guys?
us. Yeah, just the three of us. Yep.
And you said 4 hours, and that was, I assume that was kind of a leisurely. You're enjoying the scenery. You weren't trying to.
Oh yeah.
You're super fast or anything.
Yeah. So we did as we're going around there, we were geocaching. So we did 2 earth caches. I think there was 1 cache on the way up, 2 or 3 on the ridge line, and 2 or 3 on the way down. So, yeah. So it goes by fairly. If you're a halfway decent hiker, it's not going to take you all day.
Yeah.
Right.
Hey, Tony, I got the pictures of you on Mount Morgan, Mount Percival. Do you want those shown too, or?
If you got them, sure.
Yeah. Which one do you want? Do
They
you want
weren't
me to
very
show
good.
first?
The one on Mount Morgan was a little bit dimmer, so let's see that one. Oh yeah, good. I didn't realize I sent those. Or you're stalking me. I don't know.
A little bit of both. A little bit of both.
Okay.
Don't hold it against
Yeah.
me.
So I am facing west. The sun is in the east, and you can't see it because I'm not at the very top of that particular place. But just over the rise there, you can see, and I don't know why I'm pointing with my hand. Just over the rise there is Squam Lake, which is a decent sized lake in New Hampshire. And then the one at Mount Percival is similar. Once again, I'm facing. Oh, that's a little bit better. Yeah.
There you go.
So you can see him up at the top of Mount Percival. So proof that I did make it to the top of both mountains.
No, that's great.
And yeah.
So the interesting thing too about this is that there are 20 required trails.
20 required trails or mountains to qualify for this. And if it has alternate routes, like if in the one that I was showing you, you don't qualify unless you go up through the ladders and down through the caves.
Sure.
If you take the circuitous route, that doesn't count as part of the terrifying 25. You have to do that. Yeah.
Wow. Got to do it.
And I've seen a few of the others on YouTube's some of the YouTube videos for some of the other 20, and those are hard. I mean, I thought this one was hard. Those are some. I don't know if I'd even try as far as having to do those. This to me, this seemed more of a tamer one than some of the other. But for an experienced hiker, somebody taking their time and doing their due diligence.
Now, Tony, do you think you will ever finish the terrifying 25?
No, that's not on my list to do. Now, I didn't check to see if every single one had caches on it. If they did, well, then I might be tempted. But
there you go.
So I don't know on that.
Something else on that, in case people are like want to go look up some of these items, but it says that in the notes it says about some serious rock scrambling.
Rock scrambles, yes.
Yeah. So they say class 2 to 3, which I guess there's a.
I'm not familiar with the classes of rock scrambles, what those mean.
But rock
A
scrambles.
mountaineer could probably give you more information. Obviously,
Sure.
You can
Do you
Google it, see what it is.
Do you want to describe to people what a rock scramble is, Tony, for people who don't know?
Yeah, you scramble on rocks.
So technical.
Well, it's like eating pizza. You just do it, right?
Oh man, you do it a lot, Just saying.
Yeah. So there's one, I can't remember the name of it, of the that 20, where it's just a bunch of rocks up an incline, and just a bunch of mossy rocks, whole bunch of mossy rocks, like they've all fallen down in a gully. And yeah, just that wasn't me.
You're fine.
And and it's the challenge is to get up, and I don't think it's very long either. I think the scramble is less than a mile, but you're scrambling from rock to rock to rock. And I don't know if you've ever seen rock slides.
Yep.
But but similar to that. The one I was thinking of has a lot of the mossy rocks, and it's a little bit wet and at certain times of the year. So I can see that would be harder just because you have to go so slowly.
So that's a class 2 is simple
Hands for
scrambling
balance.
with possible use
use
of
your hands
for
some, and then
balance.
use your hands a lot.
And then
the one I'm thinking, use your hands a lot. Yeah,
and I'll give you the class 3 here as well.
There's nothing flat. You have to, right.
And
class 3
more hands-on hands.
Is class 3 definition says scrambling becomes more hands-on. Hands are used for upward movement, not just balance. So keep going. Yeah. Those are the 2 and the 3 classes.
And for those who haven't scrambled before, and Tony can tell you about this too, it's a lot more strenuous than just hiking. Your full body's getting into it, and it'll wear you out pretty quickly.
Yes. Yeah. And you can't go fast. You cannot go fast because if you slip, really easy to hurt yourself or sprain an ankle.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, you'll be chewing off your arm, and it's just a bad day.
Wow.
Hopefully it doesn't get to that.
Yeah, you jumped into that one pretty quick there, Jesse. Just saying.
Yeah, you jumped from
there's
class
a book
3
to
to
read it.
class
I
5.
know, yeah, but yeah, no, I mean that's pretty intense. I mean, doing rock scrambling. I mean, I've done some in the Adirondacks, going up in some of the high peaks on that one, but it's definitely good for people to be aware of the different levels, start at a lower level, get comfortable, because I mean, so much of that is your physical capability, but also your mental mind state.
Mm-hmm.
And just kind of preparing yourself mentally to be able to do something like that and to push yourself.
I did a rock scramble about 5 years ago with some friends. Initially, I was going to do it myself, and I got a little ways up, and I said, "No, I can't do it myself." And it was like, it was just like the rock slides you see at rock quarries, for example. Some really big rocks, like granite rocks, for example, where you might have a flat surface, and another one might be a little bit tilted, and so forth. And we had to go up. I don't know if it's 300 feet of elevation or what, but it was really steep. And toward the top, the rocks started to get smaller and smaller. So it was a little bit more shaky on where you had to stand, but we were able to do that. And once again, I was able to do it just because I didn't look back on see how far I had to go down on the way back. But but it was like that. It was quite the challenge to that particular rock scramble. Yeah.
So they have some interesting rules, and I don't know, Tony, you can kind of explain these a little bit too as well. But they say, so here looks like there's 4 rules. One is you hike the full length of each trail. Partial counts don't qualify. That's kind of a weird way to put it, but partial doesn't qualify. You may start at any point and ascend or descend, but some sections are safer climbing up, which makes sense.
Right. Like I wouldn't want to go down the ladders.
No,
I would want to go up the ladders.
Yep.
So those make sense. Next one is, it says, do not attempt trails in wet, icy, or poor weather.
Oh, yeah.
This is more of a tip than a rule.
Yeah.
Exposure on ledges and slabs significantly increases risk.
Yes. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
would bet-
You would not catch me up there on a lot of the mountains in the wintertime, just because it's so any open face in the wintertime. Just I've hiked mountains before in the winter, using the micro spikes, which are pretty good if it's a halfway decent trail. But for open rock faces at an angle, I would not want to attempt in the winter.
No,
Yep, not in the winter.
That's just don't do
Just
that.
common sense stuff.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
absolutely.
Common sense stuff.
And then the last one was the opposite, which is bug season caution. Black flies from late May to early July are brutal. Wear DEET netting or consider avoiding the whichever one those was, the 4,000 footer New England waterfall. I don't know what this is. So anyway,
Yeah, once by water, you'll get a lot of creatures, a lot of bugs. I find the best time to do some sort of any type of mountain hiking is in the fall when the bugs are gone.
correct. Very good.
Yeah.
And you mentioned some gear. So I'm going to mention a few and you kind of tell me, give the listeners and viewers some ideas or give your thoughts on some of the ones that were suggested. So, and again, you're going through some tight spots. So I don't know how much of this you really want to pack in, if there's a word, but obviously sturdy hiking boots. That's
Hiking boots. Yep.
pretty essential. Gloves, obvious. Helmets, optional, but
Optional. Yeah. Depends on where you're going. If you've got a lot of overhanging for stones coming down or rocks coming down on you.
right.
But
Bug spray,
very few. Yeah.
hydration, the typical things.
Right.
Go ahead.
Yeah, and I was going to say possibly if you're layered, water. If you're
Water,
layered up too, like if you start off with a light jacket or something like that you're able to take off as you get hotter or put back on as you get cooler. Yeah, something light like that.
Right.
And
I was going to say real quick, and the other gear item, and I'll let you elaborate. But one is just navigation tools. Is there cell coverage, or do you download the
never
map
know
from all trails, or?
Yeah, I usually pull it up on Google Maps from the geocaching webpage, and I usually, if I can, I'll download a trail map.
Okay, cool.
I'll bring I've been using my phone more and more to the geocaching app, so don't get on me for bringing my handheld GPS. But I have that as a backup.
Hey, I'd bring it, Tony. Just saying. Maybe these other two guys would, but
that's
I
my
would.
backup. Yeah.
I have been very brutal over the years about people using those big plastic bricks, the GPSRs. However,
little brick.
Fully admitted on the show recently that I wanted to have one day when I was out caching, and I think it's going to be.
I bet that hurt.
My soul, so bad.
I
believe that maybe one of my goals next year is to start caching more with the GPSR and exploring that capability. Not as my primary, obviously, because a lot of times we do on the fly, so that doesn't work. That old brick you can't download. You can't do lab caches of future geocaching.
Right.
You can't do where it goes, and you can't not where it goes that are worth anything. And you can't oh wow, we're here. We're gonna go caching. You have to download everything ahead of time. So it'll never be a primary because I couldn't imagine that, but for things like this, things that are out and away from civilization.
Yep.
I'm going to start exploring the other way to cache too. I might as well get a paper map as well. But
print out the cache page with you.
Always, especially if you're doing a hike like the 4-mile hike or 5-mile hike. I would always print out a paper map, and in addition to that, a compass, handheld compass. Yeah. Even though you got a compass on your phone, I have a nice handheld compass, and I use that all the time. So easy to get turned around.
Yes.
On a trail.
Yeah.
On a trail. Yeah.
Very good thinking. Now, this kind of caching is interesting. A lot of people love it. Some people don't. Some people have a mixed reaction to it. But what about this thrills you and excites you about caching? And then I got another question about challenges. But what draws you, Tony, to this kind of geocaching?
Destination caches are things that I have been doing recently. just
Okay.
because they're a lot more significant. They give you a better feeling of accomplishment if you can do a mountain climb of some sort. It doesn't have to be maybe there's a mountain that's got a cache at the very top. That's for a 3-mile hike to the top. That's a good destination cache.
Yeah, that is good.
So
how many
I enjoy those now.
LPCs would equal a destination cache in your mind, Tony?
That's apples and grapes.
No,
apples and grapes.
Not even 3,000 LPCs.
Not even
equals
oranges. Apples and grapes.
Okay, I just had to ask.
Good size apple.
You can't compare
raisins.
those.
Raisins.
Yeah,
John,
there's no way to compare those.
You can't. Yeah, you can't compare them. Yeah.
I would rather erase every LPC I've ever found.
Yeah.
Than not get to go cashing like this again.
Yeah, it's like eating a big piece of chocolate cake compared to a bunch of little bitty peanut M&Ms. I mean,
Right.
You can eat a bunch of peanut M&Ms, but you're going to be hungry after the bag's over. A few hours after that, get a big piece of chocolate cake. That'll last you for a little while anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The food analogies make sense to me. I get it.
Good.
There you go.
Yep.
And then there are some challenges that were kind of explain, other than the challenge of doing it, which is also a major challenge.
Right.
So what are some things that are associated with the Terrifying 25?
As far as the ladders and boulder caves and things like that, is that what you mean?
Or yeah, but is there anything you said there's some geocaching related? If you there's several. Well, I guess just talk about there's several geocaches. There's earth caches. Maybe go over a little bit maybe about some of the varying variety of caching that you can do on this.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Well, as I said, on this trail, there are a couple of earth caches and a bunch of traditional caches. I haven't checked in depth any of the other Terrifying 25 to see how many caches are along the trails for any of the others. Generally, there usually are, because people like to put caches down on a nice hike. Mm-hmm. So, and once again, choose what you're comfortable with, or maybe what you're trying to accomplish. Maybe get over your fear of tight places by going through one of the caves. And do it with friends, of course. You don't want to. I wouldn't recommend this to do it by yourself, although you probably could. But it's more fun to do it with other folks, and it's also safer to do it with other folks.
Sure,
absolutely.
Yeah,
I love a lot of your multi caches. Was there any multi caches out there in that area that stand out, or was there
not on that hike?
Okay.
Yeah. So that wasn't really something I was concentrating on for that particular trip. But they are out there. Not as good as mine usually, but they're out there.
Well, you have pretty amazing ones. You have pretty amazing ones, Tony. I don't know.
Yeah.
But
well, Tony has awesome caches, guys.
John can tell you firsthand. He did a nice one right next to my house that he was raving over, and I have a lot of folks that come up to do the Cache Odyssey cache.
Yeah. Oh my God, that was a great one.
And my house isn't very far away from that, just a couple miles. So I've got a nice gadget cache with quite a few favorite points now. So usually if they're checking their app and they see the area that they have to travel for the Cache Odyssey cache, they see a big heart with a whole ton of points there.
Yeah. I mean, definitely for people, if you're going through Tony's neck of the woods, especially Cache Odyssey Vermont, look at his other caches. He has so many different cool ones out there that it would be a shame if you missed out on them.
Yeah. And please also message me if you think or you're coming up to the area. I'm happy to meet you, anybody at the Cache Odyssey cache if I'm available, or show you around the area and take you on some really good adventures.
Tony, have you scoped out any more on this list that you want to go for next?
Not yet. We did go a year or two after that. We did go on another. I don't know if I mentioned this. We did go on another of the Terrifying 25. It was one of the optional hikes. It was a much shorter hike, and that particular year on his birthday, it was just pouring rain, but we went out anyway, even though it was pouring rain. The trail itself wasn't super challenging, as I said, but at the end of the trail, there are a bunch of huge erratics, and at the very end, at the final part of the trail, there's just a monstrous-sized boulder with a ladder climb. And the ladder's about 20, 25 feet up the side, and that's the end. You climb the ladder, and and you can get on top of the boulder. We climbed the ladder, but we didn't get on the top of the boulder because it was pouring rain, and we didn't want to slip off or anything like that.
Yeah, you got to be careful.
Yeah. So we did do that one. Yeah, Table Rock, that's it. Yeah, good man.
Yep. This is the owners of it right here.
Oh, cool.
Very cool.
Now they're here tonight. They said they checked in tonight with the hires of Table Rock, which is the first cache at the top of the Table Rock climbing trail. The view from the top is unparalleled.
Yeah, it's
like
we couldn't see very much with the clouds and the weather conditions, but there were a few caches on the way up, a few traditional caches on the way up, so that was it was memorable. It's always memorable when you go out with friends and you get soaked.
Oh yeah.
Whether it's Splash Mountain and Disney or whether it's on something like this.
Yeah.
Oh, man, that's like a badge of honor. Getting a good soaker hike in.
Yeah. I mean, you're going to get wet, so
absolutely.
You just set your mind saying, "Oh yeah."
Tom's comment: your friends might give you a hard time for a while, but they'll make sure you get home.
Yeah.
I was driving that day, so yeah.
To me, this kind of list and scenic area, first of all, it's my favorite type of caching, which other people have said in the chat room as well.
Yeah.
Sure. I don't know, everybody does different things. Like, obviously, when we're talking about Cache Odyssey, that's the opposite end of the spectrum for what we're talking about here, right? But
right.
This list, and I think you'll probably talk about it before we finish, but there is a completion reward for people on this list, and we'll talk about that. It kind of works perfectly with geocaching. Any kind of list works perfectly with geocaching. In my head, what I'm imagining is this could be a great geo tour. This would be an excellent geo tour spread across New Hampshire, potentially even an all earth cache geo tour, so that you don't have to put a bunch of crap out on these nice, beautiful trails, right?
Yeah.
That could make an amazing geo tour. If anybody's listening and has a couple $1,000 or $10 or so to spare, you should probably think about this.
A few grand in your pocket, we can do it.
Yeah.
So we had a few before we're gonna get to that, but I wanted we do have a few comments I want to get to real quick because Phil asked earlier about it. So that was a good question he had was what is the elevation change? Do you think it's roughly?
I knew what it was when I did it. 1,000 feet, maybe 1,200.
Okay, full
like that.
For the whole thing, right?
Yeah, to get to the top and then the ridge. Once you're at the top, to get from the parking area to the ridge, I think it's 1,200.
Right.
Something like that, which is that's an average hike for cachers that do the mountains and in a couple of hours or 2 or 3 hours, something like that. Now, keep in mind, wherever you live, your state may have some nice hiking trails to a mountaintop or a significant hilltop that have caches on them. So you can.
Well, Jesse's in
Florida.
What's the top, the highest point in Florida? 300 feet? Something
like that. I think it can football that high, so it's okay.
A mountain somewhere.
Yeah, but you should check your area to see what's available. You might find a nice hiking trail that'll be a good be a good day trip. Then there might be caches at the top, even if they're not. You might enjoy the hike.
Yeah, and I think Tony, that brings up a good point too, because with so many caches now and lab caches and everything else, a lot of people entering the game kind of don't think about it, and it doesn't get as much press. But geocaching is also out away from town, right? Like people forget about that part of the game because there's so many caches, especially somebody come in the game brand new and they're like, "Oh, there's a bunch in my neighborhood." A lot of people forget that you could also hike a whole day to find one geocache and be just as happy as you can buying 50 in a Walmart parking lot, right? So, I like that we're talking about the trails here more than anything, but this is geocache adjacent, right? But there's geocaches on and everything else, but it's just good to remind people that you can also get out into nature. It's not all subway stops, right? Or, train depots and stuff. So,
well, and Tony,
shopping mall parking lots.
Yeah. Well, Tony, you did mention too, again, FTF magazine, you can read the whole article. We suggest it, but you do have quite a few that are listed. I mean, you've got the Mount Morgan cache in there, the King Arthur's Night.
Yeah. Quite a few traditional ones there on the way up and around and down. Yeah. So all those caches I listed at the time I sent that article in, those were still active caches.
Cool. Yeah. There's you did a great job of listing all of them, so they're all there.
Mm-hmm.
There's a link there as well, but I love the guy on the terrifying 25.
Yeah,
like,
there's a little patch
sideways.
If you qualify, you do all those hikes and send your information in, you get a patch, which everybody likes patches. You can put on your hiking bag or hat or whatever. Yeah,
very cool.
Yeah.
I mean, it's interesting. A lot of people in the chat room, and Dawn says this is her jam. So I mean, a lot of people, this is their thing, and I think there's a lot of people that I think they just need to go do maybe even just part of it, just to get a taste for it, or go somewhere like you were saying, Tony, is to go somewhere in your state and find something, locations, right?
Something manageable. Don't go try to climb a 25 foot peak to.
Yeah, don't start with
your first attempt. Yeah, baby steps.
Oh, can I show the cover? I can. Now mine came sort of messed up, which is just, it happens, but.
And you still probably got it 2 weeks before I got mine. That's the mail up here.
Somebody bragging about them being on the cover. Is that what's going on?
Oh, they're hanging on to something there. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah, he's checking out the fungus.
Yeah, what is that? Oh, yeah, he's on the. Yeah.
It looks like a foot.
He's big.
Sculpture.
It's a big toe. Foot. Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, absolutely. We've talked about that on the show before, which is try getting out of your comfort zone once in a while. Go do something,
and do it with friends. Do it with friends.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
The one that also comes to mind, because we're talking about being up on a mountain type situation, but also the ones like and we joke with Jesse about being in Florida, but be genius and going out and doing the swamp rat thing. I mean, a lot of people don't want to do that, but they might go with a friend, or take a friend with you if you're going to do something that crazy, is to get out there and
it's exactly what geocaching events are perfect for.
Right.
With you.
Yep.
Share the misery with others.
Share the misery
around in nasty swamps or if you're going to be, climbing a mountain or a park, going to a park and going to hike, geocaching events are great for that.
That is true.
Share that experience with others, and you'll have a blast doing that.
Yeah, there's Nicole. She's like, come to the swamp.
See, she's got the brain rot, so she thinks it's fun. It's okay. What happens with those bacteria that you get in the swamps out there?
She does. She's got the damaged cerebellum there. So all right. Oh, here you go. Phil mentions there's a GC there.
Oh, there you go.
Wow. When you climb that one,
there's a baby step for you. Point. Yeah.
4B F1C for those watching or listening.
It's 345 feet, by the way.
Ooh, that's.
I was close.
But for Florida, that's significant. Just saying.
Yeah.
Hey, I think it's higher than Kansas's highest point. So
that probably is.
Right. Yeah. Now, John, I've got a question for you.
Yeah. Shoot.
And you probably are familiar with some of this, but the Adirondacks have a lot of nice mountains, a lot of trails.
Yeah.
In the Adirondacks.
Yeah.
In New York State.
Yeah. In fact, I've gone up a quarter of the high peaks in the Adirondacks on that one. I think my top hiking, and I did it solo. Probably should have done it with somebody else.
Yeah.
But I had one day where I did 21 miles
Holy
4
cow.
mountains,
21
and
miles,
and it
man.
was a long day, but it was a good day. But yeah, I mean, all of this, I totally agree. I mean, like, outdoor caches can be so good, so, a great experience. But yeah, make sure you do it safe, because there's a lot of
Yes.
things in the outdoors where even if you feel like you can do it, it's safer to go with someone else just in case something does happen. And especially if somebody's not in a comfort zone doing it, it's a lot better to do that, because I know sometimes,
Right.
like, even when I'm hiking outdoors wise and I find somebody on the trail, I'm trying to kind of check in and see how they're doing. So
Right.
sometimes I'm like, where are you going? Or, just trying to see if people know where they're actually going, if they're properly hydrated. So,
Yeah. Safety.
so, feel free to check in with other folks on that one, because if people are doing some stuff, especially pushing themselves mentally and physically, and maybe if they're not 100%, maybe it's a hydration factor or something else, you got to look out for other people in those situations too.
No,
Right.
absolutely. And Tom's
Also,
right.
yeah. Also keep in mind the wildlife that you might encounter. I was in Vermont on some of the back roads. There was a series of caches that were being refreshed down, probably a half an hour south of Montpelier, half hour, 45 minutes. So all back roads. And I had a list of maybe 12, just not really park and grabs. You have to get out, climb over a ditch and grab, stuff like that. But I saw at 2 different spots black bears.
Oh, wow.
And I had never seen black bears before.
Oh, really?
And yeah,
Wow.
I think I saw one maybe 15 years ago. But in all my travels around the back roads of Vermont, I had never come across black bears. But there were two different places where one was just crossing the dirt road, and
Wow.
I didn't have to stop in that location. It was farther down the road for each time. But I was surprised that I'd seen them. A lot more deer, especially in our area. I've seen. That's just I don't know if it's because the temperature is getting warmer and there's not as many dying off in the winter.
Right.
But I was down west of Bennington, Vermont, which is right next to New York State, and we were traveling to get some caches down in one of the state parks, and 5 different locations I saw
Wow.
deer.
Wow.
I had never seen that many in my life. 5
That's
different
really cool.
locations. Yeah. So wherever you are, be aware. Are there black bears? Are there other types of bears?
Sure.
Other creatures, of course, snakes. We don't have to worry about them too much up here, but I bet there are snakes down where you guys are. Jesse.
Oh, yeah. Well,
Yeah. Oh, snakes. Yeah, ours are gators and snakes and all kinds of creepy crawlies down here because it's so humid.
Right.
we got the snakes, but right now they're trying to hide because, as Tom will tell you, somebody left the oven on outside and they're not turning it off. And I don't know why we're not. We're not getting any break.
But when you're caching, Gary, in the rocks and stuff like that, you're not sticking your hand in crevices.
Correct.
You're sticking a pole or something to see if there's anything live in it. Yeah.
Now, what fun is that?
Yeah. That's the true factor when coming back to Gary's statement earlier where he had somebody else find the cache.
That's right.
Like Gary's like, hey, you can stick your hand in there, man.
That's right.
Hey, stick your hand in. Yeah. You gotta go with a good friend, because the good friend will do it for you. Like,
right. That
hey,
has good pain tolerance.
That's right. It's fine. Nothing in there. Okay, good. Well, I'm glad you checked for us. It's like, yeah, just glad that it's good teamwork. You stick your hand in there and let me know what you find, and we're going good. Yeah,
right.
Tom, been way over 100 every day. Yeah.
Thanks for begging you to take them inside.
Begging you, take you to the EC. Absolutely.
Right.
Well,
right.
Let's go around and let's do some final thoughts for tonight. So I'll start, and I'll let you guys who are more experienced with the mountains speak more about it. I do love caching in the mountains. I mean, I've done some in Colorado. Did some earth caches. Did Jesse? In fact, my highest earth cache is Jesse's in Rocky Mountain State Park. Yes, but did some others, and I do love it. I don't get as much opportunity. Depends on where you live, but I do love taking the challenge, going to the top of even a. I mean, it sounds kind of lame, but even if there's a hill that you're not, depending on your mobility, for some people, getting to the top of a hill may be a good accomplishment. I did a hill. I call it a hill. It's not really very, but I did it last year with my Motley Caching crew, and for me at the time, because I've lost some weight since then, but just getting to the top was a good accomplishment for me to get to the top, and so you got to challenge yourself. Find something that is a challenge where you're at. So if you're in great shape, then test yourself. If you're not, that's okay. Find something that really does get you, another step down the road and is a challenge for you as well. If it's, I know Jim is struggling right now with some mobility, but even for him, he wants to get out and go a little further and walk a little further, and do those kind of things. So if you're wherever you are in your journey and your mobility, try to give yourself a little more challenge.
Yeah, I would second that, and I do have to make an official retraction. But always make fun of Texas.
Yes,
easy, right? But
yes,
and this is kind of a sideways retraction, or backhanded retraction. But I was Googling it just because I was curious, and the highest point in Texas,
yes,
is higher than the highest point in New York. So
yes, there you go.
That did not make sense to me. I would have bet against that, but I Googled it. Apparently it's true. So now I got to start making fun of New York, which I did anyway, but
right.
I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it more, but,
okay. Good.
So I got to step that up a little bit, and I'll back off Texas because they have that one accidental mountain that,
we have part of the Rockies. The Rockies go all the way down into Texas. So
easy. Let's settle down. Just stick with your Buckies and be happy.
We stole some Rocky Mountain from you. It's on our western border there, but go ahead.
No, so I like that we're going back around, and Tony brought this good topic up, the Terrifying 25. And yes, this is a list of hikes that you can do. And they even say on the website, like, this is not a competitive thing. Do it if you want to do it. It's about the experience, which I love that they say that, because that's geocaching, right? Like, we forget it a lot of times, and yes, it can be about numbers for some people, whatever, but geocaching, sometimes we forget to slow down and realize it's about the experience and destination caches and just really enjoying, getting there, not necessarily checking off another list, right? So I've kind of missed that a little bit, not being in an area that's as scenic in a different way, the mountains and stuff like that. And it's easy to get caught up in the urban caching. If that's your thing, that's fine. But getting out away from town and caching is also part of the game. And I want everybody to try that if they haven't. If you're not comfortable with it, that's fine. But you are missing out on a very exciting part of the game that, and you don't have to do silly things like rappelling stuff and scuba diving and stuff like that, even though Tony does all that stuff. But you don't have to do all those things. Your getting out could just be walking a little bit further in the park today, right? Or pushing yourself just a little bit further. Don't do anything dangerous that you don't need to do, but push yourself a little bit. Get out of your comfort zone, like Gary always says, and just enjoy nature. That's where geocaching started, and it's still there. I know it's really invaded the cities, but it's still out there too. And things like this, or Terrifying 25, or whatever they have. Every state has something like that. So it's a good reminder that it's not all about urban caching, even though we know lab caches are the future of geocaching. But until we get there, lab caches work in the mountains. So until we get there, get out, enjoy nature a little bit.
Yeah. All right, John?
Yeah, absolutely. I think you guys have raised many great points. I I want to thank Tony, because I mean, Tony is just such an awesome cache hider. His contributions to the geocaching community. I mean, like, Tony's written so many great stories, like out there in FTF magazine, that this is just another good example. But I think, like, you know, looking at the outdoors, and you guys know me, I love trail caches. I love getting out there. I think it's one of those things, and I love how Tony said it. It's like a destination thing. So thinking those destination type of experiences, those unique experiences, and you know what you can do to get out there. Because I know for me, even earlier, I was dropping off after doing some trail maintenance, some trail maps, and talking to some folks, and you know, for them, just wrapping their mind around like the outdoors, and then seeing how it just opens up so many opportunities for them, especially unique ones. So, you know, get out there, have fun. You know, there's so many great trails out there. And then, shameless plug, if you're thinking about hiding caches and going out on trails, also think about helping out trail organizations, because there's always people in need to help maintain those trails, to take care of those trails. And in many ways too, you can help out both physically or in other ways as well too. So, you know, there's a lot of different opportunities. But once you help out with the trail organization and you know, really kind of work with them, you know, there's always tons of places to hide geocaches, and you definitely want to get permission when you do hide them on trails as well too, because some trails may be public property, it may be private property. It's a little bit more complex something than just hiding a cache off a trail thinking it should be good. So but yeah, again, big shout out to Tony for all the awesome things he's doing for the geocaching community. Tony is just incredible in what he does, and he has great taste in pizza too. Just saying.
Quincy Cryptid says urban caching scary. Too many people. I'll take mountain lions there any day.
Yes,
pretty funny. That's good. Well, Tony, what are some of your final thoughts tonight, my friend?
John and Jesse listed a whole bunch of thoughts that I was going to say. So they pretty much said it right there. Just to Jesse, it's not the height of the mountain; it's how you hike the trail. If so,
good. I agree with that.
Like it.
All right, you can use that if you want. Yeah,
I like that a lot. That's and it's so true, Tony, because you obviously that comes from a true hiker, right? Like I've hiked higher peaks, like the 14ers are the big things in Colorado, right? The 14,000 plus. Those were not the hardest hikes out there. It was the non-famous, unnamed peaks that were like 13,000 feet and less that were much harder, much more challenging. You know, we went in groups in a lot of these, and it's not about the height of the mountain for sure. It is about getting to the peak, but it's like Tony said, the destination caches or the destinations that you're going to, that is what it's all about. Just breathtaking views. The breathtaking may be because you're climbing a mountain, but the stunning views that you can really experience in life, and it's worth 100%.
Yeah. So once again, Jesse takes my thunder.
Go ahead.
Go
back to Tony.
That's all right. I don't mind you being the front man, and I'll be the person behind pulling the strings. I don't mind doing that. So yeah. And as far as the topic for tonight goes, for anyone looking to combine the Terrifying 25 with caching, feel free to look at the list of different mountains that are on the chart. There's links in the magazine article, and I think Gary has links in the show notes as well. And then finally, anybody that's coming up to my area, please let me know. And as I said, I'd be happy to show you around, give you a tour, take you to some good eating spots. John, 2 words, you know what that is?
Yeah, surf and turf, man. Surf and turf.
There you go.
Awesome
Surf
pizza.
and turf.
I love it.
In Vermont?
So good. So good.
What?
Next time I'm up there, Tony, you got to take me to one of the Terrifying 25.
That's in New Hampshire. But I will take you to
Vermont.
I will take you to some terrifying Vermont caches.
You don't have a car? We can just drive. I mean, if I drive that far, we can go a little bit further.
We'll make a day trip out of it then. Yeah.
Day trip.
You need to let me know ahead of time though if you're coming up.
I'll give you at least 30 minutes notice. Don't worry about
Perfect.
it.
30 minutes. Yeah.
Sounds
John
good.
could tell you about his middle of the night. Oh, come on, meet us with Jesse. And
Oh,
Jerry.
yeah.
Plenty of notice. What are you talking about? I
Well,
gave you days of
Jesse's like, meet me at the trailhead, 7:00 sharp. We're gonna be ready, right?
You're like,
So I'm
trailhead.
Yeah. So I'm like, okay. So I like literally Jody and I woke up 3:00 in the morning, drove out to meet him at a trailhead at 7:00 sharp, right? And him and some other guy were snoozing it up in the vehicle, and then
They're all sleeping.
It wasn't a random dude, first of all. It was Barry.
Barry. Cache Odyssey,
Hey,
Colorado.
You may have driven 4 hours. We drove like 99 hours to get there. So
you guys were like next level nuts. I got to tip my hat to you for sure.
He was ready to go.
Yeah,
they're at the trailhead, parked there. Whether it was safe or not, who
great
knows?
sleeping spot.
Yeah. Well, good. Thank you. That was great. Tony, again, thank you, my friend. That was another great story.
Yeah,
and we look forward to many more down the road. And thanks, everybody. Thanks in the chat room for everything. And John, you've got some
we got some
upcoming shows. Yeah,
we got some shows coming up, guys. So August 5th, this Tuesday, which it feels weird to say August 5th. But this Tuesday at 8 p.m. Central, 9 p.m. Eastern, Puzzle Talk is on. And they're going to be covering a couple things, right? One, Puzzles of Cache Fest. But then two, they're looking for people, and this was Tom Brotherman's idea, and I love it, to challenge them with puzzle ideas. So just to say, hey, here's this idea, make it into a puzzle. So that's going to be a lot of fun. And then, of course, we're back next weekend, right, on August 10th. And I think we're talking about AI, right?
We might be on, but maybe not. Maybe AI will be on in our
Maybe
stead.
it'll be robots doing it. Who knows?
Oh, man, that's going to be crazy. That's going to be crazy if that's the case. I'm going to have to stay tuned to that. But and then a few other ones. August 12th, we got Challenge Academy or Challenge Talk talking about Challenge Academy recap. So that's going to be a great show. And August 19th, we got Gadget Talk coming up. So we have a lot of great shows coming this month. So definitely stay tuned.
That is perfect. All right. Well, everybody, thanks again. And have a good week. I know, Jesse, you get to go back and be with the kiddos again starting tomorrow.
Yeah,
I know.
that is actually pretty cool. Well, not this week. I start back, but I don't get to see my kids until next week. So
the week after. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Good deal. All right. Well, thanks, everybody. Tony, thanks again, my friend. We'll see everybody.
Yeah,
good night, everybody.
Thanks, everybody.
May your finds be many and your DNFs be few. May the terrain and difficulty both be less than 2. And whatever it is you're looking for, may it find its way to you. And may we all meet again.
Folks, we hope you've enjoyed the show tonight. Please email us your comment at geocachetalk@gmail.com. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. The show can be found on Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Radio Public, or Spotify, as well as at the Geocache Talk website. Don't forget to click that subscribe button below and ring that bell notification so that you can see and hear the show on a weekly basis. And tell your friends about the show. Get them involved with us in the chat room. And until next week, don't just talk about geocaching, go geocaching.